What's the sound? There's a weird sound in the background. Hello, hello. And there's an echo. That might be the reason. Okay, yeah, the echo is gone because it looks like I was on two different lives. Assalamu alaikum, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So I'm gonna do this live program today in our languages because I want the message to get through to people who cannot speak English, basically.
Do you like my new?
Okay, guys, give me a few minutes. Let me set up and get other people to join in. I'll start the program in a couple of minutes or so. Give me a few minutes. Okay, Gambia, if you're tuning in from outside of the Gambia, welcome to today's YouTube live program. I'm going to start recording this for those on WhatsApp, on the Voice of Lamin Tamba WhatsApp channels and TikTok, people tuning in from TikTok and other platforms so that they can have a taste of this program. So you guys bear with me, please. Let me set up for the TikTok crew. All right. Oh. I didn't realize the other phone was not on. Okay, how's everyone doing? I've not been live for some time. I lost a little bit of skills in terms of YouTube Live, TikTok Live. Welcome to today's program, and I'm going to talk about a few topics. One of them would be the missing Gambian president, and the other one would be where Gambia's oil went. So you guys bear with me, and I will talk about the processes and procedures that are involved in terms of public administration in different respects, in terms of different topics. I would also like to talk about different activities that are happening in the Republic of the Gambia, namely the energy crisis. We're talking about the 2 term, 3 term. Barrow is allowed to go 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms in office. I'd also like to talk about the crime rates that are going up and the failing tourism season. Already the tourism season looks like it's on its knees. It's failing miserably. And all of that is because of the current administration we have in the Republic of the Gambia. So thank you for tuning in. As I said before, I would like to um, I would like to record this on audio as well so that people on WhatsApp can benefit from today's program. So if you guys give me a few minutes, let me share this with WhatsApp followers, Voice of Lament number 1 and Voice of Lament number 2, and then we can start the program. Thank you for your patience, by the way, and thank you for tuning in. So okay, let's start. Thank you very much. People on TikTok, people on YouTube, I'm live simultaneously on both platforms. Thank you very much. I'm going to switch to our Gambian languages. So sometimes when I present programs like this in English, people complain. They say that my English is a bit too deep for them. And some of them have not been fortunate enough to go to schools that taught students in English. So I have to cater for everybody. And this audience, this program is for Gambians mainly. So I want this message to be able to seep down to the average person so that they can understand it. So although a lot of my following on social media is outside of the Gambia because of my Pan-African activities and because of the other activities I carry out outside of the Gambia, they too complain that when I do it in Jola or Mandinka or Wolof, they miss out. They don't know what's actually happening in the Gambia. So they prefer me having these programs in English. But when I have programs that are West Africa or Africa wide, then I'll do them in English so that people outside of the Gambia can understand, like I did with the ECOWAS one, where they rejected Adama Barrow's attempts to drag ECOWAS into a legal battle between ECOWAS and President Jammeh, the former president of the Republic of the Gambia. The Barrow government tried to get ECOWAS involved in an illegal process in the Gambia. When I presented that program, I did it in our own beautiful English language, or the foreign language called English, so that people outside of the Gambia can understand what's going on. When I'm presenting programs that predominantly discuss issues on the ground in the Gambia, I'll be going down to our Gambian languages so that people can understand, because many folks, the literacy level in the Gambia is not high. So I'll switch to our beautiful Gambian languages now, and I'm gonna start with the oil issue. Before I'll start with the basics, and then the main topics will be the disappearance of Gambia's oil, and the other topic is the Gambia's current president, Adama Barrow, traveled to Morocco without announcing what his mission to Morocco was, and nobody knew where Adama Barrow was until they publicized today that Adama Barrow was due to return to the Gambia at 1:30 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. So this has wide implications. His trip to Morocco has got wide implications. Unfortunately, if you can't speak Mandinka or Jola or Wolof, you might not be able to know that. But I'll come again at a later date to discuss this issue. So I'm going to go back down to our local languages so that people can understand. So assalamu alaikum, mbadin Mandinkol, mbadin Jola, mbadin Surwal, mbadin Sarahule, mbadin Manjakol, mbalbe konta nabilem talata lungote, 12th of November 2024. You'll be mbena life. Ntemela life to bake. Modul fananka complain na dun konna life ka jam fa bakele. And na jam fata bake itol buka sino ka message yola mo for 1 hour 20 minutes. So mba trala lang na message yol ni nata life watu because sa nga wati ndingo sotole. Benum project all men company mel boko KPMG and in the Chartered Institute of Environmental Health. Or companies if a program nying atalatale program fula nying ngawol kumfale so mantawol kela so nga wati ndingo sotole wati binala le 30 minutes maximum 1 hour 30 minutes maximum 1 hour nga live ke pour nga na nga Gambia loku ke Gambia sulata mol la le melyalon ko ya experience sotole ya faham ro soto e lafita mo bela ya banko kano e mo be consider amam boko nyimbota nang jarale malla fala nyimbota nam badigule malla fala nyimbota nam fuladule malla fala no Gambia lafita menna bi wala mo membena abela fila mo bela ama mojube ibota nan damen ama mojibe ela sio momente ama mojube fo mo kewlete fo mo musolete e paretale ka Gambia bondi bata kono Adama Barrow yem bedunde men kono Gambia sulata wala bi bare jande be jamfala na UK branch executive ko ngana nga honorable Yaya Tamba APRC la interim party leader APRC UK branch ko nga contendero futandama because anata le UK anata na congresso 2024 nga congresso kenon janne UK honorable Yaya Tamba atelem interim party leader of APRCT and the interim chairman of the National Executive Committee so anata na UK le jang nae kachake UK branch nae kachake na planol dundi nyokono anata na mabe na congress auto on the 28th of September 2024 anata mabe congress auto afango to yala aning I President Jamele represent UK branch congress auto na congress kenung on the 28th of September 2024 a congress ketanum Birmingham the second city of the United Kingdom. So Honorable Yaya Tamba UK branch ko ibe tentula ibe jaila inila executive for be from President Jame Kanaite Kankana Honorable Abdou Jaju Kankana Bakaramo Damfa Kang na chairman of Council of Elders ani momo be executive for kono momo be APRC dokola momo be Gambia dokola because be mobile long President Jame Lutanum Gambia dame kabrabe no manse ala people took it for granted mol ma lonnung abe doku sifa menke kanu ala mansa kundato pour ka Gambia tanka ka Gambia dingol makoy ka mexo crime rate Gambia crime obe jirin duma yo woto wala tin na bi Gambia nol be kumbo kan fo afutata wati iba fokan nga katanga President Jame murundinan because kabrum President Jame benun jang ni manya sifa buka kenun Gambia kono yo President Jame te jandre ka manya fasongo bele moy Gambia bi ika kumo fasongo bele moy Gambia bi bare naman ke President Jame te modo finance na no le mense Gambia bondi no nyim bata sifatu because Gambia nol be batari Gambia be damen bi jannen Adama Barrow be bolaje the state of our mental health of Gambian people is going to be ridiculous ya moyle bi fanga be damen fendo be fokan fembe ke kan Gambia me alon ko we never saw or heard things like that happen in the Gambia before because la Gambia la nto kewolem fo musolem bam fo tubabolem bam fo mofingolem bam e waratale e doyatale wato wati diata e Gambia dula diata e Gambia ka wulile katake la hajo dada e murna no problems Gambia diata non Gambia safe ta non mo be ba try kan Gambia beta kan non dulato tapale man sia kam sungol man sia kanyo fa silo kantaring because he lafta ka mari la bagaso la sunya kata bakwe wo manya sifa membo ka soto non Gambia wala be sot kan bi so momo be jubero la live YouTube bi wala be live TikTok kan jube bi na video nyin a share pour Gambia nol be ya moy muneketa Gambia la tulola muneketa Gambia la president wala ake nukung ka bo Gambia kata international trip mol mel kete Joe Adama Barrow eke Joe eke dangeninde eke la family dangeninde eke bela supporter sol dangeninde e ka wuli ka wala nafulota kata on a personal trip. Nothing is wrong with that. Yes, tonya president sometimes aka sola sotala afansun sola sulo aka sotale pro asetama aita dula doto ayadada ba fo mole ko nkana ta banko karile because of XYZ nkata marchandise nyunola pour ka samba nan Gambia wala nkata jara lola pour mfango jato se jara ya jube nya kuke because mantara kendi yare mbake. That's normal. I have no problems with that as long as your personal trips are funded by yourself. Ma foke la security because there's a difference. Laftale pour nga fair Adama Barrow malafi ka complain okay all the time as if ni modo keta mansati will not benefit from the same. It's only right and proper ni mo keta mansati na sasata na keta jara no la Gambia mu fana na diamo be kala lundola diamo because ning Gambia loptanol dadata no nyama ntola mansa keol nyanta jara la Gambia le no problems with that yeah amanya na funti la ti kata banko koten kata jara lola bar mbam futa o level auto follow to be honest with you Gambia mam futa o level auto it's a futa no level auto because dunia be damen bi it's a village everything is connected nga jele health services all beka kandulato it's a bagage all ship nan nole it's a treatment okay no Gambia. In fact, you can have international surgeons. Surgery can even be done online with one surgeon on the other side, with a consultant on another side. Kata process auto step by step ibe surgery kelenyame. It's always better nin surgeon obe rumo kono, but nin surgeon obe dula doto and it's very urgent. A consultant surgeon can come in ke samba step by step on how to carry out a procedure on somebody. So ning Adam Barotata wala because ntol man fota auto follow is understandable. Ala bodyguard all the state will have to pay for it. Ala catering the state will have to pay for it. But ala flight and ala accommodation afangole be ojola because akata personal trip wala do. Adama Barrow ye wala ke bang this time kabrata ta Morroco? No, I'm okay. But I will come to that topic in a minute. Lafta nunka content raw for the APRC National Executive in the Gambia, President Yamenala Executive for all the way down. Your APRC UK branch fanala chair Lady Fatu Jany and Vice President, Vice Chair, Honorable King Charles III, Charles Demba, and executive for Member UK branch, Honorable Yatamba Tentula by Jaila, APRC National Executive in the Gambia Tentula by Jaila. We have a program of activities remembering the law for 2025. So momo APRC dingoti. Wala imanki APRC dingoti bor ebina APRC consider because APRC kana plan beto le bondinam for the Gambia. Ni lafita ka APRC consider wala ka join APRC. You're welcome. Even UK branch young fam mo kutol be join kan APRC UK branch and mantara faniala. We're getting more people joining, new people joining the UK branch. So momo lafta kana join APRC in the Gambia. You're more than welcome because in Paretale Purka Banku Doku, we want to come up with good plans. We want to be the best party on Gambian soil to be able to alleviate the suffering of Gambian people. Yo, so saying, Nimbota auto, diamo keta nun janne, kendingo nying benung ka documentary film o dadanung, President Jame molia diamo chansu, imalong diamo kungo nimfenyo bedame, ya chansu ya diamo jang. Yeah. Hello, Lil Benzi. Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. So anyway, so documentary nying dale. I'll be very brief. A documentary nying footage yo bijane. Nga footage yo di kendingo commanding. A kendingo tomu yankuba jajo lati of GM24 TV. Nga commanding le. nga email, nga command direct call, WhatsApp messages, nga messages all kia pour ay documentary la footage o kina, pour documentary nying se edit. Aye nyakasila was not replying to my phone calls, was not replying to my email messages. Amam fen na ke pour ka fonyo ko President Jamela documentary de a footage fele batu nga bundika. Wala ntenga mira nung tamo mena man reply for 6 months ba normal ba call la be message ol kila ba call lan kako ngana address o kiyele. I can pay for the hard drives and I can pay for postage. President Jamela documentary footage o kina nyabang. Nothing, no reply. Email or kita ala email flow bebe tamakan. I know that for a fact because I can only use. Telephone be tamakan. I know that for a fact because messages so can deliver. Direct message was amandiamu, but last time not UK branch la Congress. I jumped tanang from Dinko Abedundam nga CCO Dundije a Funtitanang. I article that I audio that. So now, a month later, yeah, since he was aware that the documentary, President Jamila documentary film is my intellectual property. Telling a script or survey, telling a mold job documentary film morning, yeah, shoot. It costs already about $95,000 is spent on documentary in your ntele tam footage nyenti ate anyanta footage edit la non akwatele ba edit la barembo kanaka soto ninkanaka edit problems so nko I footage kina nyabang yankuba jaju of GMTV TV footage kina nye. I'll give you 2 more weeks yankuba 2 more weeks be on the 12th of November by the 26th of November, I would like to have the footage of the documentary. Not get a documentary affiliate. Just tell me, I'm a human being. All these things can happen. But I can't funtinang live content because sign time I'll come live regularly, but I'll be talking about Gambian things. I'll tell a political on you people have been following me for a long time. I don't like talking about individuals. I like talking about public administration. I don't like ping pong, individual battle between people. I paid for that film to be shot in the Gambia. I paid for it to reshoot in the Gambia. I also spent time and money to go and shoot some of the footage in Birmingham in the United Kingdom to complement the footage that we shot in the Gambia. Gave it to this guy, Yankuba Jaji. He said he's going to edit it. He can't edit it. He's busy, maybe. Maybe he's busy. Give me the footage. Let me give it to professional editors here. I work in the movie industry. I know people who are already waiting for this footage to come for it to be edited. What excuse has he got now? Because before, he was running away from my phone calls and emails for 6 months. And I've got proof of it. I've done WhatsApp screenshots. I have them with me. I sent emails and I blind copied people in it so that they can see what I'm doing. That was way back before he released his audio and article. And he thinks his article is going to make headway on the internet. It's going to be viral and he'll paint a bad picture of Lamin Tamba. No, nobody can succeed in painting a bad picture of me, all right? Go put my name, Lamin Tamba, on Google and see what comes up. The internet traffic is so heavy, none of his articles will figure in the top 100, all right? But again, as I said, I don't want individual push and pull. That's the waste of my time. I didn't go to school so I can spend my time pushing and pulling with people. I want to concentrate on Gambian public administration. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. I want you guys to ask the question, where did Gambia's oil go? Where did Adam Barrow travel to without telling anybody? Why is this international personal trip held in so much secrecy that nobody knew what he traveled for, where he traveled to, for what reason, who he went to see in Morroco? We want to know all of those. Those questions need to be answered because I have a feeling that the Gambian taxpayers paid for that. But I'll come to that in a few seconds. What I want is to give Mr. Jajo up to the 26th of November to send me the footage of President Jammeh's documentary. All right, I paid for it. It's my intellectual property. I came up with the original idea. I wrote the script. I gave you the footage just to edit. I'm not forcing you to edit. Yeah, Mr. Jajo knows that I've invested so much in him. I gave him something, a lot that he's supposed to give back. I helped him out last year, got him out of the situation that he was in. He was struggling last year. I was messaging him, he didn't reply because I thought maybe he was not well or something was happening, so I was not forcing him. That's why I was very gentle between March 2024 and September 2024. I didn't pressure him. I didn't send him any threats. I said, look, dude, send me the footage. I sent you my address. I can pay you to send the footage to me. I can buy the hard drives. You send the footage to me. So now I thought he didn't hear it. But when I released my audio about a few weeks ago, he jumped from nowhere. So he was alive. And I think he's still alive. He's still kicking. He was just ignoring my messages. My suspicion is he's ignoring my message because he's part of the group of people that call themselves a camp, who don't like Yaya Tamba's executive. Yes, it's very unprofessional TikTok guys. This is what happens with Gambian people. When you give them something and you help them, all right, they basically turn around and try and ruin you, basically. That's what it is. But I'll come to that in a minute. So I thought he was part of the camp that didn't like Honorable Yaya Tamba's executive. All right. That's why he's refusing to send the footage to sabotage President Jammeh's documentary. So if this documentary doesn't come out in the next few months as planned, he will be part of the reasons for holding up the President Jammeh documentary. Yankuba Jaju, please, of GMTV, send the footage. If you damaged it or you've lost it, tell me. You're not going to get hanged for it. Tell me you've lost the footage or you damaged it. I will count my losses and move on. I've already hired a team to fly with me to the Gambia to reshoot the documentary. I employed you guys to help you out, get you some income, some money, some revenue, something for you guys to support yourselves. I gave you that money and your brothers back in Gambia and sisters back in the Gambia to shoot the documentary. So therefore, it's unacceptable, unprofessional, unreasonable to hold on to the footage that's not yours. If you cannot edit it, hand it over. I'll give you until the 26th of November to hand me back the footage that was shot of President Jammeh's documentary. We spent money traveling the length and breadth of the Gambia to interview people to shoot that documentary. All right? All you have to do is send me back the footage. And the footage is not a secret because people in the UK branch know that you have the footage. In fact, you interviewed people in the APR's UK branch as part of the interviewees for the documentary. Everybody knows you have it. The Gambian photographers who shot the documentary sent the footage to you, confirmed you, showed me the rushes, the rough cuts. Please send the footage. If I come back on the 26th of November, right, to talk about that documentary footage, again, you will not be happy because you know you owe me money. You also sold me a dead laptop, but I didn't mind because I knew you were struggling last year. I didn't mind. I helped people out just like that. Overall, I've invested close to £560 on you. All right? So just imagine you in the United Kingdom and I'm investing that much. But I don't want to go in that detail. I give you the opportunity to save yourself the embarrassment because I don't want one to ping pong. You can go and write your articles and you think if you write a negative article about Lamin Tamba, it's going to get traction. When people say Lamin Tamba on Google, your article is going to come. It's going to say, oh, Lamin Tamba is sentimental, is emotional, is unreasonable. But 6 months of chasing you just to send me the footage, 6 months. Does anybody watching me on TikTok and YouTube think that's unreasonable to wait for documentary footage to be sent back to me? Especially documentary footage where I spent money to shoot. All right. And I helped the editor financially in many respects when the editor was struggling in 2023. I have the bank statements to prove it. I don't make up stories against people. I don't lie against people. I don't want to lie against anybody. I have no motivation to lie for any reason. But anyway, let's go back to the topic for today, which is the Gambia president, Adama Barrow, went to Morocco. Some people in the NPP government said that Adama Barrow shared the TikTok live, shared the YouTube live. Thank you very much for tuning in. I am going to concentrate on public services. I don't want ping pong one-on-one. So your messages on YouTube, I'm reading them. Thank you very much for tuning in. Your messages on TikTok, I'm reading them. Thank you very much for tuning in, family. I appreciate it. So now, the president of the Gambia is rumored to be on his annual leave. Fair enough. He's entitled to his leave. No problems with that. But just to give people a good picture, Mbatunga Falie, Natalo Ka Falie, just to give you a good picture, and then I'll switch again back to Mandinka. The former president of Senegal, who's been disgraced and left Senegal and is afraid to go back to Senegal. His name is Macky Sall. Lives in Morocco somewhere. He's afraid to come back to Senegal. All right? And Macky Sall is a big adversary, almost like an enemy of the current government of Senegal that disgraced him, thumped him at the polls, removed him, and replaced him in government. The government in Senegal today is led by His Excellency Bassirou Diomaye Faye, and his prime minister is Ousmane Sonko, who was persecuted, attempted on several times to take his life. All right? Now, Macky Sall lives in Morocco. After he was banished, he fled to Morocco. He's living there. He can't come to Senegal. He even missed his son's wedding because of fear of coming back to Senegal because of the seeds of discord that Macky Sall sowed in Senegal. Well, anyway, Barrow's flown to Morocco without telling the Gambian population what the mission of his trip to Morocco was. All right? Now people are speculating, did he go to Morocco to meet his godfather, the one Barrow calls his boss? That's Macky Sall. Adama Barrow is the president of the Gambia, the current president of the Gambia. He said Macky Sall is his boss, his father, godfather, political godfather. So now, did Adama Barrow fly to Morocco to go and see his political godfather, his boss, Macky Sall? And if he indeed traveled to Morocco to go and see his godfather, Macky Sall, what is Adama Barrow and Macky Sall, what are they talking about? What's the subject of their discussion? That's the topic number one. Topic number two is, where is Gambia's oil? Gambia's oil has disappeared. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm going to switch to our own beautiful Mandinka language, Jola language, Wolof. Anyway, Adama Barrow bota Gambia, atata Morocco. Amafo Gambia dingolia muna samba Morocco. Gambia din jama malo. Ngajele ala official dole ibe Gambia embassy to Gambia e bantala. They're making excuses. They're making it look like, yeah, it's acceptable for a head of state to travel overseas without announcing his trip properly to his electorate, to the people who employed him, made him president, paying his wages, feeding him and his family, giving him good accommodation, good clothing, good feeding, every single thing. Muntuma munat na Adama Barrow ka bo Gambia kata Morocco, aman sara Gambia dingol la melia ta dokola. Munat na Adama Barrow ka bo Gambia kata Morocco, asita jiabe nukundinje amafo molie munati la tripti, ala molko, ala trip atata Morocco menna, ala trip mu personal trip le, ole ma ala kunkiling nafade, ala kunkiling tamo, atata ka fansung hajo le jara Morocco. Bare benga lonko Senegal law mansa membe nunje me kuriyata mandi nun sarung ning nyinang anin sarung ko ba ka wandi dingol bung tilibula kunte bato ke fa ke barama ni tata ka protesoke Ousmane Sonko toku yaja ako Ousmane Sonko le nyapita musola wo musu nyapin kan ya tinna Senegalais din jama fata in 2022 2023 2024 ya wandi din jamale fa Senegal because of munem Macky Sall man sakundale ko Ousmane Sonko nyapita wandi din musola akoitema wandi din muso fango fontita nan adiamo tam benga moy odioto ako tonya ye mem fonun ko Ousmane Sonko nyapita kan Ousmane Sonko lem Senegal la prime minister design songutini ko ye mem foko Ousmane Sonko la nyapita kan amanke tonyate ya kele drum pour ka Ousmane Sonko tumi pour bel bulo la kam menna pour ka sorong Senegal musu ni ngola fo odioto de anala moro le kadiamono ako ala moro ya makoy because Macky Sall man sakunda ya la hidi menna ko be bodi lala be visa di lala kata for America lem for France lem for mintolem ngama be Switzerland la sign iman nawo bara. Yes, thank you. I'm glad to see you too, guys. I miss you guys on TikTok and YouTube. I haven't done live for a long time. I was busy trying to build systems and personnel and systems in the United Kingdom over the last few months. The last 2 months especially have been very heavy. So sorry, I was helping two companies. One of them is the biggest, one of the 4 biggest companies in the world in terms of human resources and employment. And the other one is the Chartered Institute of Environmental Health. I was helping them develop their systems and help their staff development. So I was very, very busy. Never had free time to go live on TikTok and YouTube. But I'm back now. Two of the committees I sit on have concluded. The project has concluded. They wanted to retain me, but I said no. One of them. The other one I didn't want to sit on it because I was already in another committee, and I'm still in the other committee. But anyway, Allah baraka bake, ngal miss bakele TikTok. I miss you all on TikTok and YouTube. But anyway, back to the topic. So mbengalu ne ko Macky Sall be mabori Morroco le. Macky Sall silatale ka murung Senegal. Ala dinkeo fango fututa non Senegal jam Macky Sall mang hang ka murung. Because Macky Sall ye kuriya men tamandi nunjang ka President Jame bondi Gambia. Alafta no ka Barrow be men kenun Gambia ka President Jame tora ka dundi din kokono wale kopita Macky Sall kungo ka. Anata bori Ousmane Sonko soronjang ay criminal record di Ousmane Sonko la pour Ousmane Sonko kana lo ayate Macky Sall boyndi bara a ñinata men ye alala do ko jala a lafita dum menna pour mo kana soto Senegal because ay Khalifa Sall soronne ay Karim Wade bay ay Ousmane Sonko soron bara a ñinata le ko Pastef o wato kabrate ka Ousmane Sonko soron Pastef ye sembo soto bake Senegal la alliance o sembo soto bake momo kumandi ka londi rek abe gagnela Ousmane Sonko fana nyamende abe nyamende ay batum fo election o sutiyata fo a lonko jang hanna kata Macky Sall lafita ka Bassirou Diomaye Faye tumi ka samba loi nyatilingola ka conviction or wrong conviction or diala ate succeed la there'll not be enough time wato te tarla je pour ay Diomaye Faye fanan tota ka tinya pour Diomaye Faye kana lo election ola Ousmane Sonko e batule fo election o sutiyata ako okay comme ko Macky Sall yente toñela jang ay criminal conviction ol de na en soron tete lono la woto momobe Pastef alliance oto ali Bassirou Diomaye Faye mbewole londi la pour ay lo manse ala Senegal man sa carte fayola yeah yo so thanks yes pamu tekom fang more tekom anyway thanks is my childhood friend still a good friend yeah anyway so Ousmane Sonko ko Bassirou Diomaye Faye mbewole londi la mo be Bassirou Diomaye Faye noma comme alkante Ousmane Sonko noma nyameng nga carte di ala nga Macky Sall bondi man se ato Senegalel fanang ye la moy Ousmane Sonko la e nata Macky Sall bondi jang ani wo malo ya kosi jam Macky Sall ye candidate o menta ka londi because Macky Sall fangote lolo ate lono la pour signa sabanjango pour commencer ya soto Senegal because Senegalel la loi bu ko man songola yo e nata e Macky Sall bondi jam Bassirou Diomaye Faye bondi fa nungo yitita ja nuka ani for yellow cover anyway back to seriousness inata Macky Sall boyndi jang Macky Sall bota aborita funtita Senegal straight aborita because I lonne ay bara jaw men kenum Senegal ay maral jaw men kenum Senegal Macky Sall know it that's why Macky Sall ran away atata sa bi Macky Sall be nokunde mintole Morroco Adama Barrow tata damen amafo mule ko nkata Morroco le because ñinen nata masilote ala mol ko Adama Barrow tata Morroco le pour ka fansun nafa tamande bare ni be fansun nafa tamande la mansakeo problem tala ibe la bodyguard so sambala because mansakeo le mete asike modol samba mel be tabiro kele mansakeo le mod wala tinna ka personal trip solta as a mansakeo is very costly to the state amanke Gambia don nakake banku jama ka kele mansa setano holiday la na la family asetano do la do it's fine nothing wrong with that I don't have problems with that anin doko le kata nyola nteka doko ke damen kalli fo sotale nin tata li fo e kan jole na men kanta doko la aka lose ko dola atara mantara doko dola it's fine no problems with that doko be wala nyama bare ni ko kata international trip wala la ela avion aeroplane ela ebe sabata la damen ani mol mel bita wol idol jola padie mola lungolong ala namo ala joro nyin depanso nyin sembo ka wara bakele pour mansakeo wala na mansakeo ni be tripotala personal one ake fansum banko ka President Jame ka wala kenon President Jame la lifo be aka kenon Gambia seno akata seno la kanila anala kunkul be Adama Barrow fanang ala last holiday la AWOL ke Gambia le bare ñinang a wulita ma ñamenda because Adama Barrow be selarinne a lonne ko Gambia dingol men bate support kan abe tala kan ni lungolum because of muneketa bata men be Gambia dingol taki kan bi Gambia nene buka bata sifa jeno mol kan nyapi mol kan sate okono mol kan nyapi mol kan mo samba anala moto ya samba nyamo kono ya fa iko aka ala moto be wala sunya kan pour ka kolon kala bagaso wafi pour ite setano back way kata Europe jumale nene kaw manya sifa moy Gambia president Jammeh koto hani jawral ta mo fan kramo ka sotole nung London ko na nyol nin dula dolto bara man siya nung ko mabbe ka nyamen bi sanji muwanim fula soldat dinningol the army lieutenants e Gambia no mutajang e Gambia tanka inata another 20 years e Gambia tanka bi Gambia be damen crime rate o hani be la larango koto fan e kasilal atara ni man sama nyon soto fennade because woto mo e ka molto ko yala ka ko ha aketa UDP ti nyame wala doy ti nyame wala NRP ti nyame wala na president Jammeh ya la soldat ol ya arrest wala police ol ya arrest wa bi wotije bi bata men be Gambia hani MPP supporter sol family be all suñakan ibe fakan mo la loptanol to taring because of simple things all men yanta kala Gambia loptanol to amansoto Adama Barrow wulita ko akata Morroco akata munela Morroco ama fo moli ngaje ala embassy staff dol bije ka fundina ka ko ha Adama Barrow niaje ama ala tamo nyingi ma kankula ilaftale pour mole kale ka ges mol kana lo mol la yetara kumpo kono mol mel ya Adama Barrow ta do kola iba jola iba danganindila iba family danganindila a normalali dol danganindila ibe nafulo dila wala ibe korda dile la wolbe ifan munafa kan Gambia taxpayers money iko ka wolle bula kumpo kono ika wolle nyawale ika wolle ika fo nya what do you call nyawale again in Mandinka anyway ika wolle nyawale purung molju sol se kande because ya non ko Adama Barrow e menke aman correct ikawli kata Morroco fo atata Macky Sall le jebang malo nata tata Macky Sall je Basir Diomaye Faye ning Ousmane Sonko yow moy Senegal ima mira wube problem mo sambala na Gambia le ban it's going to bring a problem because Basir Diomaye Faye ning Ousmane Sonko will think iba mira la ko Adama Barrow ni Macky Sall be men diamo kam Morroco iman tara diamo beto ke kampuru itol la mansa ko na membe Senegal kono bi foybe diamo men ke kan ilaftale ka Ousmane Sonko ni Basir Diomaye Faye le jamfa Senegal ba momalo ma foko Adama Barrow tata ka Macky Sall je bo ala tamo ya kullo tamo leke atata Morroco Macky Sall be dame Macky Sall man hangi kana Senegal ay fengo fen ngani ya president Jammeh wala be kan a jawma fango leke be kan president Macky Sall la bi Macky Sall ning Adama Barrow fengo fen ngani ya no president Jammeh kan a jawma le be kan Gambia bi ma mol be ñoo kango kuntula mol be ñapila mo kan wandi dingol musun dingol fondinkel ibe fala loptano to because of munem ambulance asanso tije wala ambulance la batterie mantara betiaren wala kurangule kuntuta kabri be opère kan wato manna wala yelole mansoto wala jiole mansoto koro e kawle moy Adama Barrow la man sakondato ni diamata safu ko ha ite ka APRC la support president Jammeh mol fanu jagade president Jammeh la faro alka diamole maybe tonyante karile ko bar Adama Barrow la man sakunda funtide jana iko it only one ding 73 le fajang via ye poison boro men samana Gambia ye wandi dingol fajang 73 of them ye memfo ntol ngamel long wala ma tambita 73 la muntuma le wonne ka ke president Jammeh la tamo anene buka sotono kanyo pinyo kan kanyo kangol kuntu kom membe kan Gambia bi anene buka sotono president Jammeh la tamo president Jammeh la tamo hanniye jinole nyapite kan wala inyamate wala boale dunte ko ngokono itata ko president Jammeh ko ha Brikama Health Center ambulance nying iko essence le tije wala musim ngo fata wala nyama ana dingo because ambulance essence tije wonno ambulance driver and an administrator of Brikama Health Center and in momo involved in that murder manslaughter o mari teodoko ata tiloje la wolungo for some time iba sorona le iba prosecute la iba sorona je faime Adama Barrow kan is rampant na bari musolbe fa kan taring in labor because of monem ambulance o man soto wala ambulance o man essence o soto wala ambulance o la battery o man tara kendiyare wala kurango le kuntuta wala jiole man soto wala surgical equipment o le man soto because sign ika mol kile eta surgical equipment o sandang ibe opera la bagage o mena ikatale ya sang bante ya sambana loptano do pour se opera Adama Barrow fele atata Morroco. It'll cost us millions, jama. Ala nyin kunkiling tam waya men kata Morroco. Atata je munela. Nim Basiru Joma finding Usman Sonko yoje. Wala na atata kam makisal je. Adiatae, akuyatae, Usman Sonko nim Basiru Joma be o moy lala ko Adama Barrow tata Morroco le ani makisal le kachake. Ika kacha munela. Ibe kacha mena puruka Basiru Joma la government oka undermine bang for money. For ilafta le ka peace diamo makisal nim Basiru Joma tema bang for money. For atata Morroco nyamen kataka makisal je wala atata Morroco jaralola wala atata Morroco marchandise thing because of among communication of okay ama for mole munat na atata Morroco we can all guess, we can all infer because ala diplomatol ko ha yes they want us to guess woto ni momo e guess work yeah iko Adama Barrow tata baga sunyala Morroco ila silo lem pour yo guess work ni momo ko Adama Barrow tata Morroco pour jaralola ila guess work lem you're right to guess because Adama Barrow a press secretary sotole State House Adama Barrow a Gambia government spokesman sotole Adama Barrow a Gambia government information minister sotole Adama Barrow a GRTS sotole diamola nani lebe Adama Barrow bul and Adama Barrow fanang kunkilingo na pareta garwale la wala ka UDP ning Ousainou Darboe attack moma dang diamola ka fo mole ko Gambia de mfalen kana kata Morroco because haji leben kunna hajo nying serious. I don't have problems with that. If he's sick, he should go and see competent doctors. But this is why nyanta kanna loptanol doko. We should build our own hospitals to treat all sorts of ailments because dunia saying a connectale. Dunia saying nakita you got competent surgeons on the ground. You can even do some of these operations online. Surgeon doka taradula doto and will take you through the procedure. Yamoele. Bare Adama Barrow mawoke. Because Ama explained, multi balafa no la ye hanaketa sasale balanu. This is the difficulty with people like Adama Barrow. Mole employ, mole ke jo, mole ka ladula dila, mole ka fengo be dila be life men na bi ka enjoy. Inila musufulul, anila dingol, anila normalal. Gambia dingol le ka nafulo dila pour etara enjoy menot. But sign. Yes, thank you very much, my brother. We still have a vacant position of Minister of Lower Education. Yeah, or basic education or secondary education. Honey B, my minister sort of the position is vacant. The position of the President of the Republic of the Gambia has been vacant since the 22nd of January 2017. We have a figurehead. Figurehead Momonati Adama Barrow. And Nenebuka Sika for Moliko ngalon na de Kaspawa Serta Bakele Gambia B. Benyin nin masakunda benyin fero le dundikan kulpurka Kaspawa datala. Ha ngalon ne boro serta Gambia bakele bi na masakunda benyin nin dada kampur na boro da setala. Anene buka fok na moy le de mbari musol be fakal noptano to because ambulance o man essence soto wala man battery soto e kono. Woto benyin ke la ka make so a problem o kana soto koten. No, Adama Barrow buka kuo diamo fang. Nata funtita na be platform oto rek UDP lem Ousainou Darboe lem jato lem malum fo mome jato fa fo munen talin bambalo anin kuma jaw fo drong koro drong ate batu nola fo Ousainou Darboe fa ay sedia ko Ousainou Darboe fatale jandabe bola man sayato itela ta man sa sirangote ban ako nate be man sayato abe silaje na botaje a dia dingola na dingo botaje o fana ya dia dingola wala Adama Barrow mamaringote Adama Barrow le tam man sakunda sirangote abe nying manya sifale tamandi kan Gambia dingole melba jokan iba domorndila iba tindila ibe kulbekela iba la musol jola iba dingol jola iba balundila iba la sato dada kangaye bara man respect ko soto Gambia dingoy han demanding be on the 12th of November 2024 ni be Adama Barrow support kan mol nyante nyinen kalal munat na be Adama Barrow support kan because it's not normal ama normal Manat na albe Adama Barrow support kan. We didn't have a president realistically mamansa keo soto since 22nd of January 2017. Nga mola soto men be title be membulu. Ya title ta kako President Barrow la. Barala manya ni mansa keo. Anala president wa afatata. Aboko banko ni sangotema. Totally different. Molbe batakang, teachers all be complain la, police all be complain la, nurses all be complain la. Abuka o diamo nika ko Adama Barrow je bare mani boto serta la ko mani boto mo jelati 2000 something a bag of rice. Ako ha ni tata bitik do to e kamano tara jele $900. Instead of saying yes, ngalo nako mano ni marchandise o bagage o la dabe kolyari ne bare namma sakunda be nyinne do ko kampo ka danyin tala. Ala mansa kunda bije sunyarola OIC fenso 70 million yawala ka spend ka OIC International Conference Center sa dawda karaba jawra conference center 70 million yawala ta ka loje 300 million o tata OIC summit auto a filter a na Independence Stadium o football o nyanta kila damen pruntol fananga nganyal na funding kila imang 400 million o fanan filita wotala stadium o man pleno CAF, Confederation of African Football Co. na stadium man futa football played lado. Ntolbe men kono bi ala dronalo. Wala nanko nimbe monyi la membe nala ka Gambia bondi bata kono Adama Barrow nala moli mol dundi men kono. Amari nyanta la fula Gambia le. Amari manyana kela mome ya lon ko abina ka mol fatam fanso sambana mol kan nyimbota nan jarale nyimbota nan nyomi le mallafila e botana njara mallafila botana nyomi mallafila e mo sarrahu lelti mallafila e mo balantolati mallafila. We should not allow that to creep back into our politics because hani sign wala bedna political ka divide mbe mole ngini la mealon ko ala fita Gambia la aman sila fenna na manke alati I fero soto I londo soto I experience soto le public administration katama nyame I balafa soto Gambia dingolie. Very important. Hani dino fang iko. Yeah? Hani dino iko ngani yolam fongo beti. It all starts with intention, good intentions. Ni be fentama kang dino to. Ngani yo be betiaring. Ala ke mako ele ni taro dundije. Adama Barrow ngani yo tiye. Ni e fem fairek atini excuses all lekana. Ha, every week nga 10 classroom ole lo. Minto, akungo kono. Our classroom all lo minto le. Farobe siare kurango masoto sa jube entolla kurango we don't have our own sustainable power stations anymore Gambia masoto mam fansum kurang bungo soto anymore ntol kan na kurango bondi nan Senegal le nin Senegal ya problem o soto ntol nga problem soto sa fele atata Morroco nae Basiru Jomai Faye kam fandi because atata kam Macky Sall leje Basiru Jomai Faye sa fonol bimbe kurango kuntula men kata Gambia ntol betara dibo kono fo alala ya long muntu madam 16 million for 16 billion number. Inyanta Senelek jola men na imajo. Atata kamakisal jet naketa because malo. It all ko they're leaving us guessing. Instead of telling the people who employ you what the mission of your trip to Morocco is, akohane iko ikantolo bula dibo kono. Ntol men ya Adama Barrow ta do kola nka jo nka dange nika fengo bedi ala nala family nala dimba be. Iko ha ikantolo bula dibo kono. So sang atata nyame Morocco na keta atata ka Macky Sall je Basiru Jomai Faye nata o moy wala Ousmane Sonko nata o moy iko so Gambi atol ni Macky Sall be complot kan pour kana kantol la masakunda kele nim Basiru Jomai Faye o moy ako okay sang mbe kurango kuntula le men kata Gambia wala security na Senegalais soldat rol membe Gambia be murdila na muna Adama Barrow man be copy din ko kono ko temba. This is why you have to be astute. Your geopolitics has to be top-notch. Ni kana mansayato, kana ka banko ka nyato kaya. You have to be aware of the balance of politics, geopolitics. Akatama nyana. Atata Morocco monela, eko they keeping us guessing. So iko bi suto 130 abe munlanane. Na muntana ba fola molere me atata munna Morocco. Wase me nyaonya abe funtilana na atata menna Morocco. Alama akana ke ala silonying atata ni Macky Sall tata jamfa sitola la. because natata jamfa sitole la ani Macky Sall ate beti ala Gambia fe bara a bebe denkunna Adama Barrow fangole kunga ate denkunna modo kunga kande because ning Senegalel wulita kan jang ate le balon na be tala dama Gambia fele problem of so tourism fele season of fele datata flight jelle nata mais November le kono tourism season ka dati October le flight jelle nata na tourism industry is dead because crime rate tije American all ko ila citizen all kanata Gambia because ni tata Gambia crime obije anna lopta all kono jaral tije bori tije American all yola safe travel advice to the Gambia. Thank you. The timing of the visit is wrong. Na stadium of fela failta Adama Barrow fango OIC chairman olati. The Arabs have called a summit to talk about the Middle East problems, Lebanon, and in Gaza, Membije, and in Syria, and in Iraq, Fangoto, Membije, Abe Arabol Batandika. As the chairperson of OIC, Nyanta Adama Barrow invite la Nyanta meeting attend lale. For Arabol Kako Malafi Keje Jambang Malo. Ako ha womo ala Minister of Disinformation and in Misinformation, Ismaila Cisse. Ako ha niaje Adama Barrow mantao summit oto Arab summit ola ngamanke OIC summit Arabo la hajo be atata nata ila association be atata nata a warama ba me warta a beti wala OIC Organization of Islamic Cooperation OIC wala warata beti Arabo be la summit o diamola without OIC chairman being present ila biggest organization la chairman imo invite. But Dr. Ismaila Cisse, the quack doctor, Minister of Disinformation and Misinformation. Ako, ha, Adama Barrow niya jamanta because amanke OIC summit oti. Je, bare amanke OIC summit. So Adama Barrow yala delegation o kije puru muna kama fo Gambia mu Arab bankolet. Fo ay delegation o men kije. Wol mu Arabo latibang, wol mu Arabo latibang. Hani, Gambia manke Arab bankote. So na manke OIC summit oti. Imang Adama Barrow invite because Arab summit olem. Gambia manke Arabti. Adama Barrow manke Arabti. Munat na Adama Barrow kala delegation o bondi kata to the same Arab summit. Alka jumale nene. Alka la file ka molmel mam faham rosoto. Ka won nene. Allah mansakunda alka tamande nyameng is wrong. You see what I'm saying? Albe molle nene. Okay, so Arab summit olem. Adama Barrow was not invited as the chairman of OIC. So munat na Adama Barrow delegation o bondi kabonam tangaranyol pour wole ta kate represent wo Arab summit auto. Yeah, amanke OIC summit. Bare OIC Arabol mi summit o command aboko AU rek. Ni AU summit o command e ka European Union delegation o invite le. Yeah, CONCACAF amanko CONCACAF. Yeah, North America delegation o invite. They'll invite the ASEAN delegates to it. They'll invite other delegates from other parts of the world. Ning Arab Summit Fananketa, ibe OIC chairman will be the first invitee be Mansotola because Arabo the biggest association is the is OIC. Yeah, Barrow Mantaja Akokata Morroco. Yes, thank you. Ngamoi for medical reason lemba ala mol ma for it. Nikwa mas asata no problems. I don't have problems te yalne. Ntebuka mo kong. Nenebuka ke in my life na Gambia political be konante yatiji. Never. Wala nantila political be are focused on public administration. Membeke kam banta man sekundato. Malla fika long jumala si mangole keta kumati kunung. Memman si man no bi. Jumala musu tang futu. Jumala man si no last suto. Na maria fonye. Fine. Nasa kachano. But that's not my job. Nte kamol mel jo walam Adama Barrow anala man sekunda. I'll talk about those people. Nga mel long na life kono na experience. Travel experience, work experience is public administration. And I'll tell you how a good public administration operates. Adama Barrow la Mansakunda is nowhere near an acceptable level of public administration. Among futauto. Atata dolko atata jara lawyer, dolko atata la ni makisali meet, dolko atata nyinela, dolko atata nyina. How do we know when he's keeping it secret? Never has an international trip of our president been shrouded in so much mystery that the average population, even the people in the government, are guessing what the mission of the trip is. So, Brother Sall, yeah, this is the situation we find ourselves in. Yeah, you never caring. What's going on here? Okay, sorry, but TikTok verification like because TikTok ni meta jake kala for you still on live on. Okay, so you never caring Gambela Masakundato. Ako atemang ni manke OIC summit atelem OIC chairman oti bare ma need Arab summit oto. So ni me need je mulat na ite la delegation oki. Fokata ka makisal je wala fisa nakata jaralo emergency no problems. Adama dingola nse bala faye because ntol bele be sasa la ntol bele sasa tanung ntol dol be sasa re na still dol be sasa la le nyato who knows ya moyle. So those things I can accept that, but at least you have mole ko isasa ta le kata jara lola so that people can pray for you, people can prepare for your return, people can prepare to look after you in your absence or look after your departments. Your sign mbe tenten nakata Gambia la tulo, the Gambia's oil industry. Lafta nung ka ko diamo yalong I've come live before many times go Gambia la tulo le Gambia la tulo ye Adama Barrow ye mentara ye President Jamia discover and in Senegal and in Guinea-Bissau itol mumele tulo discover nun jangranda about the same time ngamira maybe Gambia fangola discover before those two countries. Gambia la tulo ale nga Adama Barrow na la masakunda nyininka meta kanyin kumo nyininka bakele Facebook o to lembang YouTube lembang na live lembang na audio lem ko Gambia la tulo ale Far Limited Australian company men nata Gambia mel koy kana tulo le bondi Gambia inata itol fana nata BP sambana British Petroleum ya sambana Gambia ikoy kana ka Gambia la tulo bondi ko Senegalais la tulo be boka nyamen comme Guinea-Bissau la tulo be boka nyamen wo banku fulo be fam mun nafa kan tulo la men ka bonan na bakono Senegalais la tulu bunda do wo be sutiyari Gambia la nin Gambia la frontiere o sutiyatale. Yes, my brother, this is the question I've been asking for 6 good years. How can Senegal have oil? Senegal is here. Guinea-Bissau is here. They both got oil. They're both extracting their oil. Senegal and Guinea-Bissau bebe la tulo sotokan. Senegal be mara bulola. Guinea-Bissau be mara buluba karola. Gambia be wali tema. Aboko ni G pipe o samana nawe kia samana. A water company. Ye G pipe o samana. And Gambia, Senegal and Guinea-Bissau are sharing the same underground source. Ibeka pipe killing or ika benefit walala. Na ba duma Gambia, Senegal and Guinea-Bissau le beo ba du moka. Tulo bedame. Senegal be bul marabuloto. Guinea-Bissau be bul bato. Gambia be full tema. Pipe on it. Ha, pipe. Akaboko, Nico battle hiding highway. Number 9, number 11, number 9, number 10, number 11. Yeah, number 9, number 10, number 11. Senegal lem number 90. Gambia lem number 10. Guinea-Bissau lem number 11. Ibebe silola karakilingo to. Karadandango ibe silo karakilinto. G pipe be borikan itol koto nawekla G pipe menka koda sabol nyimbe supply. G pipe de because kurango be wala nyama our underground source, the river basin between Senegal, Gambia and Guinea-Bissau bekele. Senegal lem number 90, Gambia lem number 10, Guinea-Bissau lem number 11. Bem misalo le di kanga pour sa al salon ko kordal be ben nane ring nyokan. Ibe the same side of the road le. Yeah? Naweki papo borindi tol kordal koto puruka jio futandi na molto. Yo, Senegal be marabuloto number 9. Guinea-Bissau be bulubato number 10, number 11. Gambia be woli tema. Yeah, number 9, Senegal. And in number 11, Guinea-Bissau. Wala jio bi nakang anyama man problems soto ila jio to. No problems. But a Gambia member tema number 10. Gambia member korda fulol tema. Pipe killing oto member tol be koto. Senegal ba soto kang, Guinea-Bissau ba soto kang, Gambia ko ntol man tulo soto no. Ntol man jio soto, jio man tarantol la pipe o kono. Bo pipe killing o, wala be jio samba kan Senegal, wala ba samba kan Guinea-Bissau ntol be pipe o tema. Iko ntol man jio soto. Gambia la esanso ala tulo be wala nyama. Ntol be tulo tema, iko ntol man tulo soto man esanso soto. But Senegal be ta bondi kan, Guinea-Bissau be ta bondi kan tol ma soto. Adama Barrow ni la man sakunda, Gambia tulo ale. Jumale be Gambia tulo sunya kan, fa limited natale, ye bulo bondi Gambia la tulo ta itata la hajola. BP natale, ye bulo bondi Gambia la tulo ta itata la hajola. Frank Timis nata atale for BP Samanambang, for Jumale Samanambang, in nata Gambia to ye blow samba, ye blow bondi Gambia tuloto. For Gambia tulobe bondi kan nebang. Iba sunya to iba koto koto sunya kan mumalo. This is the question we're asking. For Gambia tulobe sunya kan nebang, we don't know. One country, Senegal on the left, Guinea-Bissau on the right, Gambia is in the middle. We share the same underground source, the same basin, river basin. We share the same pipework, for instance, just using an example. 3 houses next to each other, adjacent houses, being supplied by the same underground water pipe. The 2 houses on both flanks are receiving their water. The house in the middle is claiming it's not receiving its water because there's no water in the pipe. Yet the 2 houses flanking the house, left and right, are both receiving their water without issues. Who is the government of Adama Barrow trying to fool? How come all of a sudden the oil wells in the Gambia, the Samos and the Bambos, whatever names they gave them, suddenly went dry? How did that become an issue? Yes, one of Senegalese oil fields, Sangama or whatever, is close to the Gambian border. There's no way they're going to extract the oil when we share the same pipework. I'm giving you an example of a pipework because that will relate to many people who get water in their houses. If there's a water cut, water shortage, all the houses on that row where they cut the water or the leak of the pipe will suffer at the same time. But if there's no leak, the water supply is regular, all the houses on that row will have the same water supply. House 1 has water supply, house 3 has water supply, the house in the middle, house 2, is not getting the water supply. That's the scenario that the Gambian oil is at. What did the government of Adama Barrow do to the Gambian oil? Those are the questions we should be asking. And we should not only ask questions, we should interrogate the people, individuals involved. There's no way the Gambian oil fields will be next to the border. Senegal is extracting their oil, yet Gambia can't see anything. What is going on? I'd like people closer to the corridors of power to answer those questions for me, please. What happened to the Gambian oil? But anyway, as I said before, when I start talking, I talk endlessly. I've been on this program for an hour. And if I stay longer than an hour, people complain that it's too long. So therefore, brothers and sisters, those 2 topics I've covered. I would like to know what the purpose of Adam Barrow's trip to Morocco, personal trip to Morocco is. Hopefully he will be honest enough to tell the Gambian people. He's never been honest enough since he assumed power. If there was any phrase that fitted somebody very well, it's assumed power. Adam Barrow assumed power. He's not actually living it. He's not working in it. He's not applying himself as a head of state. And that's why we're suffering some of the failure that we're suffering in the Republic of the Gambia right now. And unfortunately, we all have to put our personal interests aside from now going forward if we want to bring about meaningful change to our beautiful republic. And I can say this, I've said this before, and people now believe what I'm saying, that until we see the back of this fella, Adama Barrow, please don't have any hope of anything improving. I cannot see how Adama Barrow, with his current limited ability and limited knowledge, how he's going to turn this around. It's not going to happen. This guy seems to think that the post of presidency is about uh, slagging off your opponents, calling them names. Yeah, basically trash talking your opponents rather than actually making a difference in the lives of the people who put you in power. Until we see the back of him, we might as well kiss our nation goodbye. And sadly, ladies and gentlemen, we do not have our own power stations anymore. We do not have our own security anymore. We do not have our own fisheries anymore. We do not have our own seaport anymore. We do not have our own presidential bodyguards anymore because his bodyguards were imported from Senegal. We don't seem to have anything. Most of our viable industries have now gone. Even our gateway or Gamcell is now on auction, about to be sold off. Something that used to be the pride of the Gambia, Gamtel, is now on the stalls in the market, about to be sold. The deplorable situation we found ourselves in is not accidental. 2016, 2017 might be accidental, but 2021 was definitely not accidental. It was deliberate. The people in power and the people in our law courts collaborated, conspired, connived to rob the Gambian people of a fair representation in the House of the President, State House. And until we see the back of this fella, as I said before, well, the miracles do happen. I'm still hoping that this guy will wake up one day and do the honorable, help the Gambian people. But can you uh, genuinely see any sign of hope in Adama Barrow and his colleagues? No, nobody. Even NPP supporters are resigning from his NPP party because they've seen enough, they've heard enough. His own supporters are resigning because they said the government of Adama Barrow is digging Gambia in to the abyss, the deep, dark abyss in which nothing reigns supreme apart from total destitution, absolute economic decadence, nothing else in the deep, dark abyss. And that's where, unfortunately, brothers and sisters, Adama Barrow is leading us in his bus. He's driving us to total crash. And when the bus gets totaled, it'll be a case of who's luckier to have walked out of it. And before it has a totaling or totally somersaults, I'd like us to do something about it. Let's put our personal interests and in our individual ambitions aside. Let's swallow our pride. Let's put our egos aside. Let's put our minds together and see the back of this fellow. Let's leave everything aside. Individual interests, partisanship. I hate that guy. I don't like that guy. If the guy has got ability, demonstrable knowledge and experience of public administration, demonstrable love of the Gambia, a bona fide citizen of the Gambia, let's give them an opportunity. We cannot gamble on another accidental candidate. And on that note, I'll bring today's live program to an end. I'll come back again. As I said, I've got a bit more free time now. I'd ideally like to shorten my programs to 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so that it'll make easy listening for every individual that tunes in. And I appreciate all of you that took the time to come to TikTok Live and YouTube Live today, 12th of November 2024. Is the voice of Lamentamba 1, the voice of Lamentamba 2. And this audio will be shared. Yes, I speak Jola, my brother. When I speak Jola, the Mandinkas complain. When I speak Mandinka, the Jolas complain. When I speak Wolof, the Jolas and the Mandinkas complain. When I speak English, they complain. What can I do? I got to keep switching from language to language. Or maybe I can do it 10, 15 minutes. Maybe just keep 2 topics each time, shorten them. Do 5 minutes Mandinka, translate that to Jola, translate that to Wolof, and then another 5 minutes, 10 minutes Mandinka, Jola, Wolof. I'd like to do that. Yeah, but everybody's complaining. This is why we need to get rid of We need to find a common language for our people so we can learn it, we can understand each other, we can speak our own. See that Wolof person says has to speak Wolof. The other Jola person says I speak Jola. The other uncle of mine says I have to speak Mandinka. That's my mother tongue. So what can I do, man? Anyway, I appreciate you all. As long as the message gets through, that's the purpose of my existence in Gambian politics, just education. Share what I know, share my experience of public administration, and that's all really. But as I said before, and I said this many times before, even on TikTok, my videos are there saying, for us to come out of this pit that we found ourselves in, we have to put everything aside. All right. We have to put everything aside and come together. Let's forget about APRC was bad to me, UDP was bad to me, DOI was bad to me, GDC was bad to me. The time now is a time for unity. When Senegal had enough of Macky Sall, they found common ground and kicked him out nice and easy, clean. Surely we can find that common ground. And I hope myself and you guys watching and other people who mean well for the Republic of the Gambia will be the spark, will be the source of that common ground to save our country. All right. Have a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Bye.